put your hands together. Clap and holler for my friend, Rich Parr.
Hey folks, welcome to On Location. I'm Rich Parr, your host, and what a special show we have for you this evening. I'm going to be sharing with you a little secret treasure right here in Lexington, South Carolina that most people don't know about. You know, when the blues came out, they weren't played in big coliseums and fancy nightclubs. They were usually played in little two-bit shacks and roadside places. Well, that's where we are tonight. So I'm going to be right here with you at the Bluz Shak in Lexington, South Carolina. But I'll tell you more about it right after this word from our sponsors.
One day at a time.
You know Christy Lane is the top-selling TV artist in the world.
One set of footprints in the sand. You were always on my mind.
Perhaps the greatest TV special ever offered.
You were always on my mind.
With your order today, the first gift is free. The top 10 songs of all time.
Somewhere, my love, how great thou art. I could fly higher than eagle.
Her breathtaking voice has captured hearts around the world.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Your second gift is the country classics.
You light up my life. Please release me. Can't you see? I can't stop loving you. It's useless to say. There goes my only possession.
Songs that will touch your heart.
There goes my everything. I'll be there before the next teardrop.
Call now for this #1 special. 4 beautiful gifts for all occasions, all collectibles. Only $19.99 plus $6.99 shipping and handling. You save over 50%, and the #1 million-selling book, One Day at a Time, is free. The Vietnam CD is free. Christie salutes all veterans. You pay shipping only.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean Logan. I'm here to tell you about Rich Parr's latest Nashville production, Headed Home. Recorded at Jay's Place, studios in Nashville, Tennessee, this CD contains 9 inspiring selections, some of which you may have already heard, but all of them tailored to fit the voice of Rich Parr. Songs like Dan Willis's Fire and Brimstone and Fire Below,
There's a fire below. There's a fire below. There's a fire below. There's a fire below.
Rusty Goodman's Leaving on My Mind. Headed Home is an upbeat, foot-stomping example of gospel music combined with selections of thoughtful and heartfelt inspiration. This is one of Rich Parr's best productions as God continues to bless him in his ministry. Headed Home is available on iTunes for download to any device, as well as CD Baby.
Hey, good morning. Pastor Steve here with Biker Bible Institute. Maybe you love riding and being around others who ride. Maybe you have a passion for technology and particularly videos, digital photography, streaming media. Maybe you realize that the internet is one of the most powerful tools God has ever given the church for reaching out to the world, the whole world. Maybe you're just looking for that special niche where you belong and can make a difference. If that describes you, we need to hear from you. You can operate a a state biker TV channel, record and edit videos, help biker churches use streaming video to get their services online, or do a host of other ministry activities. The Christian Biker TV Network is like a missionary organization using the internet to reach out to the biker world, waiting for you to come and join us. Call us at 803-528-6648 or go to bikertv.org, and Pastor Mike will be glad to hear from you. God bless you.
Hey folks, I'm here with Rick Marsh, the owner and founder of the Bluz Shak here in Lexington, South Carolina. And I've got to tell you, this is a place this really is a treasure, just hidden back on these little back roads that most people don't know about. And all you artists out there, you be paying close attention, because you're going to want to hear what we're talking about right now. This could be an opportunity for you to come jam. So right here, Rick Marsh, how long have you had this place, brother?
Bought this property in '07 and or '06, and we opened this up to the jam in 2012, I think.
So,
yeah, and it's, just a personal. It's a private thing, word of mouth.
right.
And
Invite only?
Invite only. It's on Facebook,
Right,
and
right.
we have a page on there. So, and it's open to all to beginners and professionals. We just come here to meet and play and enjoy each other's company, and hopefully have some good music to share with each other from it. So.
Well, I know, Rick, the first time I was here, you had artists from all over the state, and I mean, from amateurs that just wanted to jam to professionals. Robert and Sumter, awesome guitarist, and just awesome people. But let me ask you a little bit about this building, the history of this building. This is an interesting place. Now, I think you told me it used to be the Carlton Club, was it?
I hear tales that it was called the Carlton Club, and I know personally the guy that's my age that lived here. He moved here in 1957, and he lived here until the 70s when he moved. And his mother stayed here, and then finally she left, and then the Fords bought this property. But it was known by a lot of people as the Carlton Club, and from what I understand, it was like a place to come, and they had dances, and they had just entertainment, card rooms and stuff, just all innocent kind of stuff. And stuff, yeah. So I don't know about all that stuff, but what I've heard is that during the time that the Doolittle Raiders were practicing bombing Hiroshima, they were, out at Lake Murray bombing Bomb Island and Shell Island, and they were. It was said that they came here to blow off steam. Now, how much steam they blew off, I don't know. I don't know how much they needed to blow off, but there was a place to dance outside. It was probably a pretty large gazebo out there or whatever, and they danced on that, and then, that kind of stuff. And I don't really know for, details on it, and I've tried to find pictures and photos, but I haven't been able to find anything.
Now, Rick, let me ask you, the blues originally weren't in big coliseums and big fancy nightclubs and everything. Weren't they more in places like this?
More like roadside places, at front porches of homes. I mean, just anywhere that guys could get together and play their guitars if it was around a fire in the backyard. I mean, but mostly, juke joints kind of thing. So that's where I understand most of it comes from, and I'm not an authority on it, but that's where it all comes from. It's just people getting together anywhere they can, really.
Now, have you always been into the blues, or were you a rock artist, or how long have you been playing guitar?
Well, I started playing guitar. The first time I ever held electric guitar was probably 1965, and wasn't very good, but very interested in it, and it just developed over the years. Probably by the time I was 12, I could play fairly good, and my family would get together and play a lot of country music kind of stuff. Not top 40 kind of country music, but just old country songs and stuff.
I got you.
And my great uncle had through the years had written songs in the 40s and the 50s and stuff, and he had some daughters that they were on the gospel radio program in 1961, I think, the Hyatt Sisters, and they had a little show that they did back then. But all that just made me very curious, and I loved the whole thing, you know. Right. So by the 70s, I was playing pretty much, and then got out into rock bands, and I did that till the late 70s, and it just got so bad with I didn't care for the kind of music that you had to play to stay out there, and you couldn't make any money. So I quit and came home. The last $30 I had, I said, I'm going home. And luckily I could come home, and went to work, and didn't play anymore till the 90s, and that was in 79 or 80. I didn't play anymore until the 90s, and these friends of mine, Mike Ford, we come back to the Ford family, when they bought this property, they had a pipeline company here, and he ended up in this building in 1992 opening a music store called Pack Rat Music, and I lived across the street, and I ventured over here to see what was going on, and I started coming over a lot, and then the next thing I know, I was out at Decisions Bar and Grill, because they were doing, Mike and Bob Navarre, who had this place together at the time, had a blues jam there, and I started going to that and got more and more interested in that and started playing again.
Well, now let me ask you something, Rick. You invite, I know you've invited all the people out there that want to jam to come jam with you. The equipment, is most of the equipment already here? What do they need to bring?
We have backline, you know, we have the PA, we have the bass and drums, and there's a keyboard here that was donated by Rhonda and Buck Mooneyhan. Different people have donated things. Dave Madison donated this drum kit behind us to do this with. So, you know, we have a lot of good friends, and they, you know, they're very spot on with supporting the efforts here, you know, to keep this going and keep people coming. So.
Well, Rick, let me ask you this. So that people could get a hold of you, tell me, how is there a website? Where can they go on Facebook?
Well, you can you can Google the Bluz Shak, BLUZSHAK, and you'll find the Bluz Shak page on Facebook, and you'll find videos. There's a lot of stuff on. If you Google that, and it'll come up. You can find us from that, or you can find me on Facebook, Rick Morris, and you know, I can get them here, tell them how to get here and stuff. And
well, let me ask you. I'm asking a lot of questions, but I'm so excited with this place. Folks, I've got to tell you, I want to look right at you for a minute. I got to tell you, if you play an instrument and you like the blues, come on down here. It doesn't matter. Come on down to the Bluz Shak. Get a hold of Rick Morris on Facebook, and he can tell you how to get here. Now, we'll show you some pictures around here. There's not a big place. This isn't for spectators. This is more for participants, people that want to jam. Now, there are places for people to sit and listen to the music if that's what you'd like to do. They don't sell any alcohol here. If you bring a cooler with a beverage in there for yourself, that's fine. But there's no smoking in here, and there's a place to smoke outside. But in here, this is just music in here. This is just the blues. This is just life. You know, most of you that watch me on TV know that I always say life is a song. You got to live the music. And that's when you come here, it's all about the music. So, Rick, I want to thank you for taking this time to talk with us. And
thank you so much, Rich, for being here.
Oh, man, I enjoy this. But we're going to be back with Rick. We're going to go to a little music right now, and then we'll be right back, and we'll talk to him a little bit later. God bless all of you. Stick with us. Folks, we'll be back with more from Rick Marsh right after these words from our sponsor.
One day at a time.
You know Christy Lane is the top-selling TV artist in the world.
One set of footprints in the sand. You were always on my mind.
Perhaps the greatest TV special ever offered.
I could fly higher than an eagle.
Her breathtaking voice has captured hearts around the world.
You are the wind beneath my wings. I'll be there.
Every song you've always
before
wanted.
the next teardrop falls.
Call now for this #1 special. 4 beautiful gifts for all occasions. All collectibles. Only $19.99 plus $6.99 shipping and handling. You save over 50%, and the #1 million-selling book, One Day at a Time, is free. The Vietnam CD is free. Christie salutes all veterans. You pay shipping only.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean Logan. I'm here to tell you about Rich Parr's latest Nashville production, Headed Home. Recorded at Jay's Place, studios in Nashville, Tennessee, this CD contains 9 inspiring selections, some of which you may have already heard, but all of them tailored to fit the voice of Rich Parr. Songs like Dan Willis's Fire and Brimstone and Fire Below,
There's a fire below. There's a fire below. There's a fire below. There's a fire below.
Rusty Goodman's Leaving on My Mind. Headed Home is an upbeat, foot-stomping example of gospel music, combined with selections of thoughtful and heartfelt inspiration. This is one of Rich Parr's best productions, as God continues to bless him in his ministry. Headed Home is available on iTunes for download to any device, as well as CD Baby.
Hey, good morning. Pastor Steve here with Biker Bible Institute. Maybe you love riding and being around others who ride. Maybe you have a passion for technology and particularly videos, digital photography, streaming media. Maybe you realize that the internet is one of the most powerful tools God has ever given the church for reaching out to the world, the whole world. Maybe you're just looking for that special niche where you belong and can make a difference. If that describes you, we need to hear from you. You can operate a state biker TV channel, record and edit videos, help biker churches use streaming video to get their services online, or do a host of other ministry activities. The Christian Biker TV network is like a missionary organization using the internet to reach out to the biker world, waiting for you to come and join us. Call us at 803-528-6648 or go to bikertv.org, and Pastor Mike will be glad to hear from you. God bless you.
Hey, folks. I'm glad we're back. I hope you're enjoying this music. I'm here with Scott Kingsmore, the sax player, one of the fellas that comes out to jam here with Rick Marsh and the fellas. Scott, how long have you been coming out here to jam?
Well, I've been coming out here since about 2014. Met Rick through some mutual friends. Come out here as much as I can. Sometimes I make it every week. Sometimes it's a couple weeks in between.
Well, how long have you been playing that thing?
Since about 1981. So, gosh, do the math. 36 years. 36 years.
Well, you do a fine job. I'm going to tell you that. I mean, you make a beautiful, beautiful music. Have you always been into the blues, or did you start out in something else? Or?
I actually started out as wanting to be a percussionist, a drummer, and I was told I had to learn a horn as well. And what solidified it was when I heard "Urgent" by Foreigner and Junior Walker, the phenomenal sax player, doing that solo. Just made me do it. I've always loved blues. I've always loved blues improv. It's kind of where I kind of go as like going home to mama type of music. Right. If you can kind of go there, you can almost go anywhere when you want to do improv.
Now, Scott, let me ask you something. Do you work with a band now? And if so, how can people get a hold of you, hear your music? Where can they go to find you?
Well, I do work with a band. It's called Musical Solutions. We have a Facebook page as well. We're just kind of getting started out. Got some promotional materials out there. We do weddings and corporate events.
Is that out of Sumter?
Columbia.
I think I've heard that group. I think awesome group. I think a couple of them were here before with Rick and the group. Sure. Well, great. So, do you have a website? How can people get in touch with you?
Well, if you can get in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook. You can actually type in Big Beefy Cat, and that will bring up my Facebook page. And then from there, you can link to Musical Solutions or any saxophone specialty or interest site, whatever you want to do.
Well, Scott, if somebody wanted to use you for some studio work, would you be willing to do that?
Absolutely.
Without the rest of the group?
Sure.
Well, that's great, because I happen to know somebody right now that's looking for a sax player to do some studio work. So I'll lead you in that direction. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Man, you do an awesome job.
My pleasure. I hope I don't disappoint.
Oh, you definitely don't disappoint. God bless you, man.
Cry.
Hey, good morning. Pastor Steve here with Biker Bible Institute. Maybe you love riding and being around others who ride. Maybe you have a passion for technology and particularly videos, digital photography, streaming media. Maybe you realize that the internet is one of the most powerful tools God has ever given the church for reaching out to the world, the whole world. Maybe you're just looking for that special niche where you belong and can make a difference. If that describes you, we need to hear from you. You can operate a state biker TV channel, record and edit videos, help biker churches use streaming video to get their services online, or do a host of other ministry activities. The Christian Biker TV Network is like a missionary organization using the internet to reach out to the biker world, waiting for you to come and join us. Call us at 803-528-6648 or go to bikertv.org and Pastor Mike will be glad to hear from you. God bless you.
One day at a time.
You know Christy Lane is the top-selling TV artist in the world.
One set of footprints in the sand. You were always on my mind.
Perhaps the greatest TV special ever offered.
You were always on my mind.
With your order today, the first gift is free. The top 10 songs of all time.
Somewhere, my love, how great thou art. I could fly higher than an eagle.
Her breathtaking voice has captured hearts around the world.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Your second gift is the country classics.
You light up my life. Please release me. Can't you see? I can't stop loving you. It's useless to say. There goes my only possession.
Songs that will touch your heart.
There goes my everything. I'll be there before the next teardrop.
Call now for this #1 special. 4 beautiful gifts for all occasions, all collectibles. Only $19.99 plus $6.99 shipping and handling. You save over 50%, and the #1 million-selling book, One Day at a Time, is free. The Vietnam CD is free. Christie salutes all veterans. You pay shipping only.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean Logan. I'm here to tell you about Rich Parr's latest Nashville production, Headed Home. Recorded at Jay's Place, studios in Nashville, Tennessee, this CD contains 9 inspiring selections, some of which you may have already heard, but all of them tailored to fit the voice of Rich Parr. Songs like Dan Willis's Fire and Brimstone and Fire Below,
There's a fire below. There's a fire below. There's a fire below. There's a fire below.
Rusty Goodman's Leaving on My Mind. Headed Home is an upbeat, foot-stomping example of gospel music combined with selections of thoughtful and heartfelt inspiration. This is one of Rich Parr's best productions as God continues to bless him in his ministry. Headed Home is available on iTunes for download to any device, as well as CD Baby.
Well, folks, I know that you've enjoyed that music so far this evening. I'm sitting here right now with Dave Madison, the drummer, one of the drummers that came to jam with us tonight here at the Bluz Shak. I'm going to tell you something. This fella's, well, you know for yourself, he did an awesome job. I'd like to introduce him to you and talk to him just for a couple minutes. Dave, how are you, man? It's good listening to you, brother. Now, hold on a minute. I'm going to have to hand you the mic. We're going to pass this thing back and forth. Really enjoyed it. I see they're getting ready for somebody else to play in there. So how long have you been playing the drums, Dave?
About 42 years.
Do you play with a group somewhere, or do you just play here on jam?
I used to. I'm working on getting another band together right now. But
And you live in this area, do you?
yeah, I'm about 4 minutes away.
So how did you hear about the Bluz Shak?
I saw Rick play like 2011 at Utopia, and then it came over to here.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you have a website or a way that people can? Would you be willing to sit in with other groups if they needed a drummer for a night?
Yeah, sure.
How could they get a hold of you?
Facebook.
And will they need a name, Dave?
David Madison.
Just bear with me. I'll get you right on through all this now.
All right.
Well, Dave, I appreciate you taking the time, man, to sit down and talk with us. And brother, you do an awesome job now.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
And you come out here every Tuesday night?
Every Tuesday night.
Well, folks, I got to tell you, man, if you want to hear some good drumming, you need to come on out here. Hear Dave Madison at the Bluz Shak every Tuesday night. And by the way, while you're out there, if you're a drummer or a musician of any kind, you come on out and jam with us. Dave, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. All right. Hey, folks, I'm sitting here with Benjamin Shoemate. Man, I'll tell you what, I guess you've heard him out there playing. He did an awesome job, plays guitar. I'd like to introduce him to you, talk to him a little bit, ask him a few questions. Benjamin, about how many years you've been playing the guitar?
8 or 9.
Yeah, I heard you say that you're a USC student?
Yes, sir.
What year?
I'm a sophomore at USC.
Awesome. And what's your major?
Anthropology.
Oh, my goodness. That's something I shouldn't ask right there, anthropology. That has something to do with ants, doesn't it? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, how long do you come to the Bluz Shak every Tuesday?
This is actually only my 4th time coming.
Really? How did you hear about it?
I'm a regular at the Low Country Blues Club in Charleston, and there's a common member between the two that introduced me.
Can you still hear us all right up there? Well, that's great. Well, Benjamin, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, man.
Yes, sir, no problem.
Awesome. I hear they got another guitarist up there now, so you better keep a close eye on him. Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Man, folks, I'll tell you what, I hope you had as good a time with us tonight as we did here at the Bluz Shak. I want to take a minute and personally thank Rick Marsh, man. Brother, thank you so much for your hospitality and allowing us to come out.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you so much, man, for being here.
Man, I'll tell you, you guys, this guy on keyboard right now, who is that right there?
I can't tell you right now. He's from Spartanburg, and he's friends of mine from Spartanburg, and he's really good.
Now, isn't he one that came down with Marshall Tucker's cousin right in there?
That's right, yeah, Ted Dillard.
Ted
Dillard.
Well, man, thank you ever so much. And, folks, you need to come on out to the Bluz Shak Tuesday night starting at 7 o'clock. You know, if you got a little beverage you'd like to bring it in your own cooler. It's a good, clean, family-friendly place. You entertainers out there and musicians out there, this is the place you need to be on Tuesday night. There's no charge to get in. We like a little $5 donation. Is that correct? And, man, come on down and just jam with the professionals from all over the state. Again, man, thank you so much, Rick.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you very much. So glad you were here.
All right. God bless you, folks. Good night. And we'll see you next time on Location, hosted by your buddy, Rich Parr.